Hi guys, Master Indigo here. The first alpha test of GTFO is now over and I wanted to make a first impressions video about this. I wasn't able to play the first 24-hour alpha. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Anyways, like early last week. But this weekend I had about 5 hours of gameplay, 2-player co-op and 3-player co-op. I didn't play any game with 4 players yet, but I feel like during those 5 to 6 hours we got quite a good feel of this alpha and what it is like. First off, I gotta say, I absolutely love the gameplay loop of GTFO. The tactical part, setting up everything, having to think about how you take out enemies sometimes, where you take them out, is really satisfying. And when you succeed in taking out a horde, if you do trigger a horde, it's really a good feeling. We didn't manage to beat the game or the expedition what the alpha had. It only had the one expedition mission, whatever you wanna call it. We sadly failed all of the tries. We only got through the first alarm. If there's more, I think there's 2 or 3. Anyways, we only got through the first one on this mission, and even that took us a long while, but the core gameplay loop is really entertaining. One kinda worry I have about this is the stealth parts. It's really fun now, but the heartbeat system, maybe it needs some tuning, because it's slowing the gameplay a lot. You take one step towards an enemy sometimes and they start blinking, getting alerted, then you have to wait 3 seconds before you can move again. So it's move for 1 second, wait for 3 seconds, so they are calm again. So I really like that there's no detection meters or anything like that in the HUD elements, that you have to look out for the enemies. I do like that, but the timing might be a little bit too slow. Right now I don't mind it, but after dozens and dozens of hours of full gameplay, I wonder what this is going to be like. Is it gonna be too annoying that every time you move you have to wait and so on? We have kind of like a strategy with our friends. If there's multiple people you have to hit, we time our hits so nobody gets triggered, alerted, and everybody has their part in the game. There is multiple different weapons in the alpha here. We had SMGs, assault rifles, revolvers, pistols, shotguns, and some others. I don't remember all of them, but there was a good variety of them. No customization. I don't know if that's planned in the future, but for now it was different weapons, and the special tools were also really useful. Sentry guns, heartbeat sensors, mine deployers, and the foam gun that also acts like as a fortification on doors. It's super useful. The melees, I don't think have any differences other than the model. Right now I'm not sure if they are planning on doing different swing speeds or anything like that. I didn't really test out too much of those melee weapons, so I'm not exactly sure if they are different or similar. Anyways, all weapons have their strong parts and their weaknesses, and I feel like we tried like everybody playing with sentries and we failed. As soon as we took something like sentries, foam guns, we actually succeeded. So it's really useful to plan out how you are going to do your missions, expeditions. That way you are more likely to succeed. Also, the sniper apparently is really good at taking out the scouts. It's apparently one-hit kill. So maybe in a 4-man team it would be really good to have one sniper. I don't think we actually tested out the sniper at all, none of us. But scouts can be really a problem if they get triggered, because they alarm everybody around you in the same room and the rooms next to you. And if I understood correctly, the scout also spawns an additional wave of enemies, so it's really advised that you take out the scouts, and the sniper rifle would be good for that, but we didn't test that out, and most of the time that was why we got killed. And thankfully the scouts can also be stealth killed, and I like the stealth part most of it. And I'm not sure if stealth should be like a fully fully stealth should be an option, because right now, if the core gameplay is the same right now, what would be different is the door alarm. If you could get through that door without an alarm, you would be the master of stealth, and you get through the door, you would be skipping out the hard part of the game, because the stealth is kind of simple once you get the hang of it. You're not going to be failing too much, and if you pay attention, nobody will get triggered, nobody will attack you. You can take enemies one by one. But if you could get through the alarm door without triggering the alarm, there would have to be something to compensate how much easier it would be to do it stealth only. Right now, if you open the door with a key card, you get an alarm assault wave. You have to run into these circles to open the door, and once you do, you can continue. And if I understood correctly, this happens like 2 times in the mission, at least this mission expedition we're currently playing on this alpha. I'm not sure if all the missions are similar, if there's always an alarm or not, but if there isn't, there has to be a different approach that makes it a little bit harder. I don't know. I do think this was surprisingly, like, amazingly stable for an alpha. I don't think any of us crashed a single time. We had once, I think every one of us 3 players had a bug once or twice where assault music was playing all the time, but that didn't happen too many times, thankfully. I personally encountered the bug where a HUD icon for something like stay in the security area to open the door was active on the screen, like from the start of the mission, even if we weren't even close to that objective. But other than that, I didn't encounter any issues. The game runs alright for an alpha. Maybe you need a little bit more optimization, because I do have a pretty nice PC, and not everybody has something like i7 overclocked to almost 5 GHz and GTX 1070, but I ran above 60 FPS all the time, even if I increased the build of view, which thankfully was an option. The default was a little bit low. But I gotta say, 10 Chambers, I'm really looking forward to the next alpha or beta, whatever the next thing is going to be, and the upcoming launch of early access. It feels like if this is what your product is going to be like, you might have yourself a few buyers here, because it's really darn entertaining, it's fun, it's engaging if you have a team that understands how the game works. I feel like in random gameplay, if that is possible in the future, this will be really hard until everybody kind of understands how the core gameplay loop works, and I think then it would be possible. Because right now there are gameplays out there that people have already soloed this mission, and so it's possible. It's hard, yes, but possible. Obviously, you're not gonna be having as many tools. You're only gonna have 1 tool, less ammo, because less ammo because there's less people shooting at the enemies. And I'm not sure if the enemy amount scales on the player count. So I think it's always the same amount. I'm not exactly sure. Don't count me on that, but still. Looking forward to the next beta, alpha, early access. I don't think 10 Chambers has announced the price for this game yet, and I think they have said that the early access will be cheaper than the full release of the game, and that it will never be $60 even as a full price game. It will never be $60, but that's all they have said. I'm not sure if it's going to be 20, 30, 40 bucks. I think 40 is the upper limit of what I would pay for something like this, and the closer we get to 20, I feel like is more people are going to be willing to buy it. Always depends on how much content the game does have, and if people feel like it's worthy of a purchase. I feel like maybe early access launch 25 and full price 35. Maybe that's a good price. I don't know. Depends on entirely how many missions there are. Is there any sort of progression? Right now there isn't, and I'm fine with that, but I feel like many people aren't. They want some kind of progression, why they should keep playing. Is there anything you get out of the, like, at the end of the mission? Do you get loot? and like that's a reason to keep on playing. Some people need a reason to keep on playing other than just having fun to gameplay. Forgot the gameplay loop. I personally enjoy the gameplay loop and I can play for that, but I know people who don't. Anyways, these are some of my first impressions of the game. Really, as I already said many times, looking forward to the next tests. Hopefully I'll be able to test out that then, and I'll make videos about this game hopefully in the future. More about this, if there's updates, I might be covering those. Depends, always depends how invested I become in this game, because obviously Payday 2 is the game I cover the most, but GTFO is looking to be a really good successor, spiritual successor, even though the gameplay loop is really different to Payday. But yes, that's all for now. Tell me down below, what did you guys think about the alpha if you played it? Are you excited about this game? And what do you guys think should be improved upon or changed? And what do you want to see? Anyways, that's all for now. I'll see you in my next video. Master Indigo, signing out.